Why you'll stay mediocre and not even know it. You aren't failing because you lack talent. You're failing because your brain has tricked you into loving the comfort of being just okay. If you feel like you're working hard but staying in the exact same place, you are trapped in the mediocrity loop, and most people never get out. Most of us believe mediocrity is a choice, but in reality, it's a silent infection. It's the gap between who you are and who you know you could be, bridged only by excuses that feel like logic. In this video, we're breaking down the psychological safety nets that are actually cages, the danger of the good enough plateau, and the one shift in perspective that separates the top 1% from the stagnant 99%. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which invisible habits are pinning you down. Mediocrity starts with a concept called adaptive comfort. Thousands of years ago, staying within the average of the tribe meant survival. Today, it means death for your ambitions. Imagine a man named Elias. Elias is fine. He has a decent job, a decent routine, and decent hobbies. He wants to be a world-class creator. But every time he sits down to work, a voice says, "You've done enough for today. You're better off than most people." This is the relative trap. We compare ourselves to the bottom 50% to feel superior, rather than the top 5% to feel challenged. We use the failures of others as a cushion for our own lack of progress. The real problem? The good enough plateau. When you start a new skill, you improve rapidly. But once you become competent, the brain seeks the path of least resistance. You stop practicing and start performing. You aren't growing, you're just repeating. You've reached a level where you no longer feel the pain of being bad, so you lose the hunger to be great. This is where most dreams go to die, not in the valley of failure, but on the comfortable plateau of average. You stop being a student and start being a manager of your own stagnation. To break this, you have to understand the friction audit. Look at your last 24 hours. If nothing you did made you feel slightly embarrassed, frustrated, or physically uncomfortable, you didn't grow. Mediocrity thrives in the absence of friction. Top performers intentionally seek out deliberate discomfort. They don't just work, they work at the edge of their current capability. If Elias wants to be a great creator, he shouldn't just write. He should try to write something so difficult it scares him. The moment you stop feeling the sting of potential failure is the moment you've officially accepted mediocrity. Here's the hard truth. The world is designed to keep you average. Algorithms, social circles, and even your own biology want you to stay predictable and safe. To be exceptional, you have to be willing to be weird, obsessive, and unreasonable to those around you. Being mediocre isn't a crime, but lying to yourself about it is. The most dangerous place to be is successful enough to be comfortable, but not successful enough to be free. You have to kill the version of yourself that is satisfied with fine before it kills the version of you that is capable of extraordinary. Mediocrity isn't a destination, it's a slow decay. It's what happens when you stop auditing your habits and start believing your own excuses. You now know the signs, the relative trap, the good enough plateau, and the lack of friction. The exit ramp is right in front of you, but it requires doing the one thing your brain hates most, abandoning the safety of the middle. If you're ready to stop being your own bottleneck, watch this next video on how to re-engineer your focus and reclaim your time. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you next time.